Welcome to day 130. This is Getting to Know God, and we are using the Children's Bible for 365 stories for every single day this year. So we're on day 130, and the story reads, David joins the army. First, it can be found in 1 Samuel 27 to 29. David, like Saul, was in despair after weary years of hiding from the king. One of these days Saul will kill me, he complained. The only place where I would be safe is among Saul's enemies. So, for more than a year before Saul's visit to the medium at Endor, David had been living in the Philistine country. One of the Philistine rulers, called Achish, had taken a liking to David. He thought that he and his men would be useful allies, and he gave them the fortress town of Ziklag, where they lived with their wives and families. David went on raiding expeditions for Achish, bringing him all kinds of loot. He let Achish think that these raids were made on Israel, but in fact David was raiding the nations around, who were Israel's enemies too. When the Philistines prepared for the battle against Israel, Achish asked David and his men to fight with them as his special bodyguard. David pretended that he was ready to fight against his own people. He had begun by deceiving Achish. Now it was too late to tell the truth. David and his men left their families in Ziklag and marched to the front lines. Where the other Philistine rulers saw David's fighters, they were horrified. "What are these Israelites doing here?" they asked Achish. "You don't have to worry about David," Achish reassured them. "He is completely loyal to me. He will fight well for us." "Don't you believe it?" his friends insisted. "Once the battle begins, he will change sides and fight for the enemy. Send him away at once." Reluctantly, Achish called David. "I trust you completely," he told him, "but the other leaders will not have you. Please take your men back to Ziklag." David pretended to be disappointed, but really he was thankful. God had come to rescue, although he did not deserve it. What do you think of that then? David really didn't want to fight for Achish, and God knew that, and he probably had prayed to God and said, "God, if there's a way I do not need to do this, please intervene." And God answered his prayer, I'm sure, by the dislike of them being there by the other leaders. So he got sent home and was looked after again by God. God will find a way to protect you from all harm that may be coming your way. As one of his people, as somebody who believes in what he did and what his son did on the cross, he will find a way. Some of those ways we're not going to like. Some of those ways we are not going to like. However, it will protect us from something even bigger and with greater destruction. Have you ever been in a situation where you've missed the train, missed the plane, missed the boat, missed something that has stopped you from being somewhere where there was even more devastation? I know people that were meant to be in the area of the Twin Towers just before they were hit. I know people. But God got in the way and prevented them from being there, so they weren't there. And they still walk around on this earth today to tell the story that because they missed their train, because they missed the boat, because they missed their plane, they were not there. Yet they'd had arrangements to meet somebody there or to be there at that moment. God is good all of the time. And all of the time, God is good. God bless you.